The presentation is about skills, sustainable industrialization, and medium and small enterprises, competitiveness. So we try to focus on that area, on the aspects of skills, PPP related to skills. They are the key for the success of several countries in the automotive globally, but also in African continent, as we have seen with some countries from this region, but also for the example of Morocco. The first area, we will see the areas for the PPPs for skill development. So the first area is skill development itself. The second area is sustainable industrialization. And the third area is the competitiveness of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. So what are the objectives for area 1, for skill development? We have 4 objectives that we have to have in mind. First one is technical expertise, enhance the technical expertise of the local workforce. Second one is how to develop entrepreneurial and innovative mindsets. Third one is how to implement specialized skills. And fourth is how to set continuous upskilling and reskilling. So those are the objectives. Let's now have a glance on the main instruments, just as a headline. So we use the same instrument that we could find in other sectors, but just to recall them in the area of skills development, we have joint curriculum development. It's a key factor of success in several countries and in automotive sector in particular. Apprenticeship and internship program, which means how you involve companies on training, and it's very important on the technical areas of EV value chain. Industry-driven workforce development initiative, which means PPPs, offset contracts and contracts of transfer of technology. We have also the cross-sector collaboration, because as we have seen, EV value chain are connected to several sectors, and at last, policy and regulatory support, which is important to set the good conditions for all that other instruments.
In terms of the collaboration between government and private sector is for both parties to understand the role that both plays. The most important one is the private sector, because they are closer to the market, and understanding the market, they create the market, and they also understand what are the needs of the market. And then because they are driven by the demand and the supply of the market, they basically reflect back to the government, which has to set the enabling environment to drive the implementation and growth of the automotive sector, and to ensure that it is well vested in a secure policy environment for it to grow. The most important aspect is to focus that there is not a sense of divergence or a misalignment of policy. In this case, misalignment stems from both sectors are available, both parties are available, but they are pulling in different directions. And if you look at harmonization and alignment and convergence, it means that both are well aligned and they are pulling together in the same direction to meet each other halfway. And I believe that this can be achieved through different ways: policy, public, and then policy and dialogue as well, where it means that contributions from both parties produce relevant long-term solutions. The goals and objectives should also be clearly identified. Government is based on political will, and also sometimes the will of its regional and multilateral agreements that it is signing up for. Therefore, it is very important to identify the key priorities. In the example of our country, we have of Namibia, it has selected to spearhead the implementation of certain projects, especially in the space of green energy and also renewable energy production. And this has been a narrative that was driven at the national level, and also to ensure that all the different sectors had to drill down and understand the mandate from a national perspective.
Our introduction to electric vehicle has been a journey worth sharing, as to the point that the country had no policy and framework, but our involvement engaging World Bank saw the government receiving grant to formulate and create policy for e-mobility. And apart from that, we managed to woo government for the past of 3 years to remove taxes on duty and importation of electric vehicle. So as it stands, there's no taxes on electric mobility, including electric cars and electric bikes. And for your own information, the vehicles comes without batteries, so we have our energy hub that we do assemble the batteries locally in Malawi. I believe enhancing access to finance and technology for e-mobility, SMEs face significant challenges in securing affordable finance. And if there can be solutions, for example, government, financial institutions, and development partners should introduce tailored financial instruments such as low-interest loans, leasing option, and green financing scheme. I have a practical example. We have partnered with National Bank, which is the biggest bank in Malawi, that now people can pay for electric vehicles up to 5 years using a financial scheme. And apart from that, the establishment of green automotive hubs in a way that are creating specialized industry hub focusing on e-mobility and green technology can foster collaboration and efficiency among SMEs. These hubs should include shared facilities such as EV testing labs, renewable energy powered production unit, and Lusaka plant for the batteries.
For EVs in Zimbabwe, we are right now importing completely built units, and BYD is now in Zimbabwe. They are also selling, and most of some of our state enterprises and other private players have taken on board purchasing of some EVs, which is quite good in the right direction. And as government to support that transition to EVs, recently in our national budget, we are there to put some fiscal incentives to support adoption of EVs. We have to reduce some duty on the importation of EVs, and also to give some rebate in terms of charging stations. Then also we also have a program which is being spearheaded by Mobility for Africa, whereby they are supplying three-wheelers mainly in our rural areas to support our women. So they use it to carry their firewood, their water, their produce to the market, its transportation to hospitals and things like that, which is making it easier for our rural folk in terms of transportation. So it's a sector that we are trying to move into. And we also produce lithium as Zimbabwe. So we have put in place policies that are compelling all those who are mining lithium to go a step further, not only export it as raw material, but to beneficiate and evaluate. And it's a process that is where we are taking step by step and in the right direction, and they are responding positively, all those players in the lithium value chain.